if Buhari double in Sudan and press him into service as Nigeria's president, what? The representative of the Jubril family, that is the supposed impostor, having discovered the gigantic swindle, suddenly showed up in Abuja the other day and demanded to be compensated with a power-sharing arrangement at the federal level in perpetuity, plus 50% of Nigeria's oil revenues for 10 years in the first instance. Now, that was on the back page of the Nations of Tuesday, 27th of November. That, and I quote, failing these, they would tell their story to the whole world. It further stated that the Nigerian authorities have entered into frantic negotiations with Jubril's family to head off what is sure to be the world's dirtiest and worst kept secret, he said. And he concluded by saying that Britain is mediating its end. So far, to my knowledge, no official statement has refuted this claim, which simply implies Nigeria may truly be up for sale. The question is, has Nigeria now suddenly become a population of fools? I believe it's time to come away from our slumber and salvage this nation from slavery. If this evil tide is not dealt with quickly and decisively, Nigeria may be about to be recolonized the second time, and this time by another African country. What a shame and what a misfortune that will be. God forbid. You know, when we pray, we must be sensitive to the ongoings. If this is
very unfortunate incident, or fortunate incident, fortunate or unfortunate, whether the way you like it, you know, Muhammadu Buhari is dead. He died in a London hospital, and reactions has
London clinic.
London clinic. Okay, thank you for that correction.
Clinic, okay.
You know, we don't know actually. Though people are saying it was it has blood cancer, leukemia, whatever you call it, we don't know. But I know that at that age, such a sickness is actually curable, especially when you go to sophisticated nations where they have one of the best medical doctors and others who can actually, you know, give you a treat. But that is what the American government are looking at. That currently now there is manhunt, global investigation. Security agencies are mounting surveillance all over the world. They are trying to unravel the one they said that died in London hospital, born in 1942 and died 2025. You know, that is what we are talking about. And then this Buhari we are talking about today has surprised a lot of people, you know, because he has become mysterious recently, especially at the way he operates and the way he saw things. In 2017, the guy disappeared from the surface of the earth, you know, and came back a fortified Buhari, let me put it that way. But you can see the revelation coming from different people who have a choice, who have a top man of God who question the rationale behind that. Then we have so many people, even his wife, you know, tweeted a lot of things were going on surrounding this man. Wow, the North played a smart game on Nigeria, and the die is cast. But people are saying, you know, all of a sudden, after the pronouncement of the Kenyan judgment, Buhari fell sick and disappeared. The next thing we are hearing that he is dead. Maybe they are going to bury the one that they kept there since 2017, and this one has finally moved to, you know,
back to Kenya.
Sudani, Jubril, and Sudani. That was what they called him. You know, everybody knows. You know, I think at the time, so the family have to come and demand them for over $400 million in compensation for imposing, for the impostor presence of their relative, who is finally from Sudan. Yes, a lot of people had it that this Buhari was buried in a shadow grave in Saudi Arabia. And, there's a lot of things. The way he died, the way he moved, everything surrounding it, is complicated. It's mysterious, and because of this now, the world is looking at it very deeply because we have evidence from Sky News, from UK Mail, from, I've just mentioned a few people that you can go and confirm that said it, that this man is no more as of 2017. Then, US leaders, have ordered that as a result of the development, and Nnamdi Kanu seems to be the face of cloning, shouting cloning, shouting Fulanization, shouting Islamization, spearheaded by this very particular individual, by this very particular person. The real Buhari has since, according to him, passed on since 2017 in a London hospital. Then this man now, and he keep on saying it while in the court, but the way and manner everything played out currently now have shown that the world leaders, the security agencies all over the world has networked, and they are making sure that they obey the United States of America, and they have ordered, a DSS facility where Nnamdi Kanu is to be thoroughly fortified. So Nnamdi Kanu is secured, because it is a kind of credit to him, it's a kind of plus to him, it is a kind of credibility to him, for having predicted that this year too, he will disappear from the surface of the earth, and it is happening almost the way and manner he predicted it. That sounds mysterious. So they are moving security there because now the kind of is appearing in court any moment from now, and I think to a lot of millions of Nigerians, even there was speculation in the north about the possible demise of Buhari, but from what I get it now, it is no longer funny anymore.
How do you think in the Northern we also rejoice at the demise of President Muhammadu Buhari, because he was their leader, he was their demigod when he was alive? Who are the people, what do you think can cause the Northerner to be rejoicing?
Apart from that, they have just fulfilled and shared and make everybody king because of the Nigeria-Biafra war. We saw Obasanjo, we saw all of them that fought in that war, all of them, whether they are qualified or not, in one way or the other, they have eaten the cake of this country simply because they said they fought. And why do we always boast that how he killed several millions of, and wanted to make the Biafra state or the Igbo people a Dutch nation, But you see, unfortunately for him, he never realized that your hand cannot cover the moon. His hand cannot cover the moon. Nnamdi Kanu is still there. And listen to Igbo, Igbo, these are the people who saw the other aspect of the reality on ground. That the man was an arrangement of the Arab world to plant Fulani in Nigeria and make them indigenous people. So I think that was where Nnamdi Kanu was actually, coming from, But they fought it. People fought it. Ethnic clots in Nigeria resisted that agenda to an extent. So the only thing he needs today to do as at that time is to create Meiti Allah and hand it over arms to them, handed over billions of naira to them, running to over 100 billion, and they are using it now against them. But now, I can tell you, the collapse of Fulani in Nigeria has started. The death of Buhari, it has collapsed anything that has to do with Fulani. And that's why you can see some of the governors at the point now, they are rising up and are telling you at this point in time, nothing can stop us, nothing will stop. You see, the likes of Shetima and the rest of them, I think this is the best time for Bola Ahmed Tinubu now to actually draw the sword and tell them, enough is enough. If actually it's not part of this, it's not part of them, and release Nnamdi Kanu with immediate effect.
Another thing that surprised Nigerians is how Tinubu suddenly waka and we can't locate him again. First of all, to St. Lucia, from St. Lucia to Brazil in BRICS meeting, and after that one, he just vanished. Nobody knows the whereabouts. Does it mean that he went to visit Buhari at hospital at that time, or he have had some information? What do you think about
that? That picture is in the mind of millions of Nigeria. Immediately he disappeared from the radar after the BRICS summit, you know. So, and when he came back, a few hours or days or less than 24 hours, he came back to Nigeria. Buhari's death was actually announced. So where was Tinubu actually within that period, or was it part of the arrangement to actually seal and move Jubril from Sudan back to Sudan and pay him his balance at the end of the day? So Tinubu's movement is quite suspicious, you know. And it was reported here that the same Shetima went to London secretly and came back without telling anybody. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu said he's the one that sent him. Then we didn't hear anything, no. So this guy might actually know to have protected the northern interest. See, I think one of the reasons why they gave Bola Ahmed Tinubu power was that, you know, for him not to disclose the mystery surrounding Buhari's 2017 reported death in London. Yes, you understand? So it's possible that that kind of thing would have happened at that time.
Then funny enough, the way Amana Muslims usually bury their dead, the face of Buhari will not be seen. It will have been wrapped with the white cloth cover up. Because if it's a Christian, I think sometimes they snap the face of the corpse. But this time around, we are talking about Muslims that will wrap. The dead body will come and wrap. So Nigeria may not know who is actually in that place.
That's not how you will know. We saw it clearly, and that was what they wanted to do under Nnamdi at that time. And unfortunately, that one was not able to backfire, and the people stood their ground. But this one, I think they learned from that mistake, and this one was a hatchet job done with either the people who compromise this somewhere else around the world, but I can tell you that there's nothing hidden under the sun. And up to today, go and ask Tele Momodu. Nnamdi Kanu is still insisting that the world knew that Buhari is no more. But because of what the Arab world want to achieve in Nigeria, you know, everybody keep quiet. But they cannot achieve it in the absence of, you know, people who knew what the agenda is all about. That was why Nnamdi Kanu started earlier and started shouting, you know, over what was actually being put there at the global world, a secret, you know, that will take place in. This is not the first time we are seeing a clone president. We have seen one. We have read about one. I think it should be from United States of America that was properly cloned, that died many times and still resurrected and still in that country. Nobody knows. So it has happened before. So, but this very one we are talking about, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Buhari, you know, bro, I think to an extent, Aisha, the wife, also tweeted that it looks like this guy, you know, is having something that I do not know about. Yes, he wrote his will before he died in London clinic, private clinic. He said, Nigerians should forgive him. And of course, we're talking about what transpired. Whether he's running away from what the international community intend to do, the ICC intend to do, and maybe from there they'll begin to unveil him. So that was why quickly the northern mafians or the northern Fulani quickly moved it out. Because if the ICC lay their hand on him, they would discover a lot of things about this man. So seeing that Nnamdi Kanu has become, you know, a global force in terms of standing, and more people are coming for his rescue. Some people are taking the matter to beyond expectation, you know, trying to single out this, who is actually, how this man was able to commit, you know, cross-country criminality, disobeying treaties, you know, breaching nations' sovereignty to arrest somebody. They were already, Buhari was the target. So they quickly moved him out.
Let's talk about the demise of either Buhari or Jubril or Umefa. It's the final demise now. At least they will bury something. Or what do you think is going to, the effect that is going to have on 2027 election? Is it going to work in support of Tinubu or against Tinubu?
It depends on how Tinubu is going to play the game at the end of the day. Because now they have lost the patron of the Fulani worldwide. Buhari is the life patron of Fulani worldwide. And by weakening the political structure at the end of the day, because IBB is there, is no longer relevant. Atiku, the people doesn't want Atiku anymore. You know, so whoever again is going to come to represent, you know, the political structure, strength of the Fulanis in Nigeria, it will take decades. Well, that may mean, you know, a smooth rise of Bola Tinubu's second-term ambition. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu is not the issue. You have seen it very clearly. If the president have conscience, he knows that the guy was right. With what is happening currently now, what has happened in the country, the issue of Fulani agenda and all that, he knows that Nnamdi Kanu was right. He was not being funny with those reality. He was just calling the attention of the people to be ready for what is coming. And I think to an extent, Nnamdi Kanu, in those distant times, we celebrated.
Thank you very much.